If there's one word to describe Anne-Marie, it's tenacious.
Passionate.
Awesome.
I don't have just one word. I can't do just one word.
Thoughtful.
Successful.
She's a force.
Dedicated.
Compassionate.
No, but there's more, because she's also a friend. She's also an artist.
Mentor.
Mush them all together, whatever word that is.
When Anne-Marie arrived on the scene there, the arts were not in a very good shape from the perspective of the state's funding. In the late 80s, Tom Kaine increased the appropriation to the Arts Council, and then Jim Florio cut it. So the question became, how are you going to build the coalition that's going to be required to really ramp up an aggressive advocacy effort that you can rely on year in and year out?
She did it by harnessing the power of the nonprofit arts community, but also by finding ways to gather data and information and reaching out to colleagues in other states. And then she conquered the rest of New Jersey and turned them into allies and advocates as well.
She never stops, she keeps on going, but beyond that, she's a very likable person. And so when she's advocating for something, if you're likable, that enables you. You're halfway there already.
Whenever you meet Anne-Marie and sit down and talk with her, even for a few moments, she's going to turn you into an advocate.
Under Anne-Marie's leadership, the organization expanded from being solely an advocacy organization to a more full-service art service organization. And initially, a lot of that work was centered around expanding audiences. Over the years, that work has really proven to be essential not only for the purpose of getting more of the public involved in the arts, but also providing a pool that we can tap into for our advocacy and lobbying efforts when times get tough.
One of our first real challenges was when Governor McGreevey zeroed out arts funding.
We were ready, even though we may not have known it. That same day, we went back to a conference room somewhere in the state capitol and basically created the lobbying plan for what happened over the next several months.
There really is a reason that she's called the icon of advocacy. It was really the first time that emails were used and legislators' offices were bombarded. Anne-Marie was really pivotal in making sure that everyone was using the same language, had the same message. Because of Anne-Marie, people knew how to talk to their local merchants and to their restaurateurs and to the parking authorities.
The message was always consistent in the press because we all had the same talking points. We had a curtain speech campaign.
Marches on Trenton.
Hundreds of children in New Jersey had written Jim McGreevey Valentine's cards.
The result was the passage of the hotel-motel occupancy fee, and that has really set up a dedicated source of funding for the arts and history in New Jersey. Anne-Marie was also an incredibly important part of the team that put together the Cultural Trust.
Every piece of legislation related to the arts, culture, a lot of education, history, tourism, has Anne-Marie's imprint on it. Even though we have the stable funding source, it continues to be a challenge.
The recession years, 2008, 2009, they were particularly difficult, and for almost 10 years, the arts were locked at $16 million. Well, she personally, and with her small army that she had now built, was absolutely determined. They reached a kind of a critical point when they were able to then take all of their field work and find the person who was going to say, yeah, in the legislature, yes, I think we can fix this.
I had the pleasure of actually learning about New Jersey's such vibrant arts community from Anne-Marie, and she made it a passion of mine. So we got our heads together and started coming up with the concept. And like most things in Trenton, there's a lot of give and take, but she was steadfast in to say, Troy, I believe in your ability to get this done. But she never let me lose sight of the fact that it had to get done. Through all of our collective works, and frankly led by Anne-Marie, we're able to almost be at a position where our arts are funded at nearly $32 million here in the state of New Jersey.
There was exuberance, excitement. We had crossed the finish line, but there was also a sense of relief that there would be support there for the long term for arts organizations. And truth be told, it happened at the same moment at the start of the pandemic, so there wasn't a whole lot of time to celebrate. During the pandemic, Anne-Marie focused on making sure that arts organizations across the state got the resources, the funding, the information that they needed at a really critical time. I think when we look back at Anne-Marie's legacy, ensuring that arts organizations could survive the pandemic is going to be up there right alongside that increase in funding to the New Jersey State Council on the Arts. She really views inclusion as one of the key points to what we do as an advocacy organization, particularly when it comes to the younger folks.
She talks to interns and students with the same attention and respect and interest that she talks to legislators and executive directors.
Anne-Marie's vision created the Bergio Rittenhouse Scholarship Fund that helps to underwrite students going to Washington for Arts Advocacy Day. She reached out to the colleges and universities and brought students to meet their legislators and make their case and develop strong advocates for the future.
She's also a longtime mentor for state advocates and state advocacy organizations across the country.
I think the work that she's done is going to have ripple effects for generations to come.
She changed my life by introducing me to this community, and here I am.
Thank you for always inspiring me and empowering me.
I'm a better elected official, a better public servant, because you and I have walked this journey together.
Thank you so very, very much from all of us here in New Jersey.
Thank you, Anne-Marie.